All right, my food and mood friends, welcome back. Chandra Zas, coffee enemas, foods to support coffee enemas, and fermented foods specifically to help with during times of doing coffee enemas and detoxing. Just subscribe to my channel. I have a bunch of other videos on coffee enemas, how to do them, what they are, why they work, microbiome, how to, they're all of these pieces. So go check out my channel, my video library, and look at more for the other coffee enema pieces.
Welcome! Here is your hostess and coach, Chandra Zas, helping people make food and mood changes doable without missing out. Go ahead, high five that like button, subscribe and share while you're there.
This video, I want to specifically focus on the foods and really the fermented foods that are necessary and supportive to using coffee enemas. So if you're using coffee enemas, you're using them because you're detoxing and you're wanting to help your body feel better and release toxins. Maybe it's because you have migraines, which is actually a very similar and connected issue. And maybe you're also just wanting to use them to increase your quality of health and help your liver out. Maybe you're wanting to do it just because it's that time of year. It's the time of year to do liver detoxing and detoxing in general. So if you're using coffee enemas, one of the things that's happening is that you're cleaning out your intestines, you're cleaning out your colon and the lower part of your intestines, and they're getting rid of toxins and you're helping your liver dump. But what else you're doing is you're also removing bacteria, the good and the bad. So one of the really important things to keep in mind when you're doing coffee enemas and when you're removing waste and bacteria from your gut is to really replace and replenish it. And really, I like to think of like when doing coffee enemas, it's like you're cleaning everything out and you want to like make sure that the good friendly bacteria are getting well fed and that they're getting like the stronghold. So one of the ways to do that is by using fermented foods as well as probiotics. Probiotics are a really great thing to do. Whenever I do a coffee enema, I always have a probiotic that day. Having probiotics really, really help. But there's also a lot in our food that we can do to help out our gut when it comes to coffee enemas and really feeding the friendly bacteria. So fermented foods are one of the best things. And honestly, they should really be like, it's ideal to have them in our diet every day.
Hello, my friend. How are you? I'm in the Dead Sea floating in the water. Go ahead and like and share and follow so we can keep in touch.
It's really a good practice to have fermented foods. So we're talking like our krauts, we're talking pickles, we're talking even like fermented drinks like jun or kvass or kefir or kombucha. I like to try to stay away from the sugary ones. I know that kombucha has become like a really big fad and it's kind of turned into a soda. So I like to separate out that there's like medicinal fermented drinks and then there's kind of like fun party drinks. So I personally stay away from the kombuchas with sugars and juices and all this stuff. I like to stay to the really like ginger flavored and really strong tasting where you only really want to drink like a shot glass because it's like potent medicine and it's more fermented. It's not on the sweet side. So if it's on the sweet side, it's like you're actually kind of feeding the unfriendly bacteria of your gut. So small side note. So you want to stick with like the medicinal fermented foods. And as far as like the krauts and pickles and the fermented foods, you can actually really ferment quite a few things. Russians are really big into fermenting like lots of foods, tomatoes and cabbage and you can actually really even make like, you have like kraut and then you have kimchi, which is more of like a Asian food. And you can put like daikon and carrots and cabbage and you can really get kind of quasi fancy with your fermented vegetables. But the idea is, and this is the thing I want to share with you, is that you want to really watch what the ingredients are at the store. You really want to make sure that it's vegetables and really ideally it's organic vegetables and then salt and water. That's all you really want. And ideally you want like sea salt. You want like good or mountain salt. You don't want iodized salt. When things are fermented or when they taste fermented and they're not actually fermented, like when they're fermented, they have the good friendly bacteria. When they're pickled with like vinegar, they taste fermented, but they don't actually have the good friendly bacteria. So it's really important that like the way to tell is you look at the ingredients and you make sure that it's the vegetable contents, and then salt. And if it has vinegar or sugar in it, I would definitely put it back on the shelf, or know that you're buying it because it tastes good, not because it's actually nourishing your body and it's not actually feeding the good friendly bacteria in your gut. So the other foods besides fermented foods are like deeply necessary, especially when doing coffee enemas or really any kind of enemas. You always want to be replenishing and replacing your good friendly bacteria. I really like to think of it as like this opportunity where you kind of wipe the slate clean, and you have an opportunity to give the good friendly bacteria like a leg up. Because when we have issues, like when we have overgrowths and when the bad bacteria is in power, is when we have like a lot of the imbalances and the weaknesses. And that's the easier thing to do with our lifestyle, with a high stress and our processed food diet and all the sugars and everything. That's where the most people have the unfriendly bacteria as the stronger bacteria in their body. So I'm always thinking about like, how do I feed the friendly bacteria and starve the unfriendly bacteria and keep this balance more in alignment so that my microbiome is like really, strong and resilient. That's like the ideal. The other foods that are really useful to eat when doing coffee enemas, because coffee enemas are generally like detox related. They're generally like liver detox. They're all about like getting toxins out. So the other thing the foods to focus on while doing, like if you're doing like this time of year, you're doing like some spring cleaning and some liver detoxing. I know there's a lot of us out there who, it's a really great annual thing to do. It's detoxing is a great thing to do all the time, but springtime is a particularly good time to do it. And there's a lot of foods that actually come out this time of year that are really useful for supporting the liver. So the few on the top of my head are the radish family. The radish family are really, really good for supporting the liver and getting the liver to help release. So we're talking like the daikon, the radish, also your bitter greens. I really recommend like having like a little bit of or a lot of bit of greens. Bitter greens, arugula is my personal favorite. But the idea of just getting greens in your gut and in your body system, it's like really good for like cleaning and moving the toxins out and supporting your liver and releasing and dumping. So those are some quick little fun. It's quite a bit of information. But the fermented foods that are really good to focus on. I also want to put one more plug in for fermented foods. A lot of us, we're really wanting sweet with our food, and kraut can actually have like a really bring sweet into our meal and bring it into the bowl. So I really recommend, if it's not a practice you're doing, is to bring a forkful of kraut into your meal every day. It's really good for digestion, for gut, and also for satiating that sweet taste. And then you have your other foods that are going to help your liver out, your radishes and your arugula and your greens. These are three easy things that will really help your body and make you feel better and support your liver detoxing, your coffee enemas. So let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to help you out. Write a comment. I'd love to see what your questions are and help you out wherever you can. And if you're ready to take this work to the next level, then please get a hold of me and sign up for my Food and Mood program. It's life-changing, it's gut-changing, it's health-changing. So reach out to me and sign up for a free call with me, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.